Friday is a pretty special night for you guys off the court. What kind of impact do you want to have with this Dig for Pink event?
Well, I hope the Dig for Pink it just helps us to raise some awareness. We'll sell some pink T-shirts and do some other stuff to help contribute to the cause. But it's a great day for us to help raise awareness of people that definitely struggle with breast cancer. So.
How about the weekend come off? Of course, you ran into two very good teams. Two more coming up this weekend, including probably one of the tops in the country. Talk about last weekend and going into this week.
Well, going into the last weekend, we saw two top 10 ranked teams that are great programs with good history. So we put ourselves as another one of those measuring sticks. On Friday, we didn't perform as well as we would have liked to. On Saturday, we played right with them. Augustana's got 3 Division I transfers and are a very well-coached program. And we proved to ourselves that we can play with them. We just aren't 100% bought into the fact that we can. We're still working on trying to make sure that we're being on every play playing to the level we're supposed to, and not 4 or 5 plays, these great plays, and then suffer some of the ups and downs. So we learned a little bit more, and again against Augustana we played great. We made some lineup changes, and a couple of our seniors got to play a little bit different positions, but a little bit more. Janelle didn't set this weekend. It's the first time she hasn't done that in a while, and she played on the outside, and she did a great job for us. So we'll see how that adjustment goes into this weekend with St. Cloud, and again, we get depending which poll you're looking at, number 1 or number 2 ranked team in the country coming at us on Saturday night as well.
Ever just wish you had a breather and didn't have to face 2 ranked teams every weekend?
Some days I think about that. Like I would love to have that breather and not have a ranked team be able to come in. And then I think, well, who else would I rather play? And I have to convince myself of that every once in a while too. But I would rather play against the best. Put the best in here every day and help us to get better every day. Right now, with all the freshmen we have playing and playing significant roles, they're learning what it takes for us to be able to raise and set that standard. So. No, I don't want to have a break. I want to play a ranked opponent every week. I want to get us out here and make us better every day and focus on the process and make sure that we're learning how to be successful.
What is the biggest thing you can take away from playing just these powerhouses day in and day out?
Now, the biggest thing we could take away is right now proving that we belong with them. And we're doing that on certain days, and we're doing that at certain moments. Our stats, the win and loss and the scores necessarily don't always show that, but we're starting to hit better percentages against those teams. We're digging more balls against those teams. So we're setting the things to be able to say, okay, we need to make sure that we're getting 18 to 20 digs in the game versus the 5 or 6 that we were getting early in the season. Again, against Augustana, we did that. We hit a higher percentage. We did things to be successful against a very, very highly ranked program. Against Duluth, we're going to put out there and say, these are our couple of goals. We need to have this many digs. We need to hit this certain percentage, and we need to side out at this percentage. So we're improving, definitely improving every day and improving every practice to get ourselves to that point. But the biggest takeaway we're focusing on is that we're learning and we're getting better.
Yeah, like how encouraging or like promising is this program in the future, because you have so much youth and you think they're hanging around per se with great teams now?
Well, I think the promise is huge. For Haley Swain to come out and hit the way she did last weekend, Emily has been consistent performer as freshman every single day. Is awesome. Shelby Spuller had another 12 double-digit kill on Friday night. So they're proving as freshmen that they're athletic enough to be able to compete against the top in the country. And I think that's awesome. For us to be able to prove that we can hang on is big. Now we just have to be able to prove that we can do it in a sustained fact, not a little spurt here or a little spurt there. We still haven't had a match where more than one person has really gone off in those matches. On Friday night it was Shelby, and on Saturday it was Haley and Emily. If we can put 3 or 4 and have some of us put all of our best matches together, the promise is there. We just have to learn how to do it consistently. So.
A lot of programs around the country, you have to take a lot of lumps before you get really good.
Mm-hmm.
Is that essentially what you're trying to tell the girls when they just are struggling to find a win, but tell them to stay the course because things do get better eventually?
I've been trying to focus on them to focus on the process and focus on that process of getting better every day. And if you focus on getting better every day, eventually the result you want shows up. That successful point shows. So yeah, that's been our focus all the way through, is focusing on what's going to make us better, what's going to help us to be successful at that point. We're going to take our lumps. We knew that. This is first year with bringing some of our own kids in and making sure that we're competing at that point. And in a year from now, we'll be good. And 2 years from now, we'll be exceptional.
So do you like the progress that your team is making? Are you very happy?
Absolutely. I love the progress we're making. I love the fact that we're pulling other teams out of their systems. We're learning now how to take some of their best players and not let some of their best players be able to absolutely rule the game for us. We haven't learned how to do it with a second player. So this weekend we took Augustana, statistically their best hitter didn't do very well against us. Their second best and third best hitters did. So now as we start to learn how to take more than one hitter out and make them play more uncomfortable, I am really happy with the progress we're making. We have a long ways to go still, but I'm very happy with the progress we're making.
Can you elaborate a little bit on why 2 years you think you guys are going to be really exceptional?
Well, to elaborate on that, to give that point, we're learning to be successful right now. We're getting to the point that we're starting to see some of those little successes. As we get to that more consistent factor, and we bring in a couple other parts too, I think, but as we get to some of those consistency factors and really learn how to make the shots at the same point too. Right now we're big dumb freshmen, if you want to put it that point. We just get up and blast balls hard, and we haven't learned how to hit around some of those blocks and everything else, and we're athletic enough to keep up. So now that we let some of the knowledge base factor in with that athleticism, that takes time. It takes time to be able to get up there when you have a 6'3" kid standing in front of you, and then all of a sudden there's two of them there against Augustana. As we start to learn how to hit around those people, not just be able to out-athlete them, because we can't out-athlete the top half. We're competing with them. But as we start to learn how to use athleticism to our advantage and use our strengths a little bit in a year or two, after extra game time and after a spring season, I think that's how we're going to get to that exceptional level. Being able to sustain that and learn how to use our minds, not necessarily just our athleticism.